What is up, Dynasty Leaguers? Welcome into another DLF YouTube video. Today's video is going to be another 2021 rookie Superflex mock draft. We got a lot of awesome positive feedback on the previous video from last week, so I decided to go ahead and do another one using again the Football Workshop mock draft tool, a fantastic new tool that I highly encourage everybody here to go check out for themselves and utilize and practice for their own rookie mock drafts coming up here soon, whenever that may be in the next coming months or after the draft. The link will be down in the description for this draft tool for you guys to be able to easily access it yourselves. So we're just going to dive right into it today. We're not going to do a lot of fluff. And I used a random number generator to generate a number from 1 through 12. I clicked it like 5 or 6 times and I saw the number 9 pop up a couple of those times. And so we're going to be running out of the 1.09 spot in this draft. So we're just gonna dive right into it and get right in starting the draft. So top of the drafts in Superflex is going to be pretty standard in my opinion. The same players are going to be there. The ordering might change a little bit between drafts. Trevor Lawrence is the 1.01. That's pretty easy. You're going to see that in 99% of your Superflex drafts. Najee Harris, Justin Fields were 2 and 3. I feel like you could swap those just as easily, and that might be more the norm. Jamar Chase at 104, ETN, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson all the way down at 107. That might actually happen. He has a pretty wide range. He could go anywhere from the 1.03 ahead of all the skill position players and possibly down as far as the 1.07. It really just depends on draft capital and where he actually lands, because he's being rumored to be a top 5, top 3 type of overall quarterback pick. And if he does decide to go that route, or NFL teams decide to take him in that route, then he could definitely be a top 3 pick in Superflex rookie drafts this year. But I wouldn't put it out of the possibilities that he falls all the way down to the 1.07, especially with Trey Lance there too. There's been rumors that Trey Lance is actually falling behind Mac Jones at this point for the quarterbacks. So really, we're getting into March here now, and the rumors are going to start flying and swirling all over the place until we actually get to the NFL draft. So really, that's just going to be the final say on where these players actually wind up. But for right now, it's really interesting to talk about. And then number 8 went Rashad Bateman. And so here, picking at the 1.09, I actually have a pretty easy decision personally. A lot of people at this pick might actually go Kyle Pitts for the stud tight end, a guy who is coming in and probably will end up being a top 5 dynasty tight end before he even plays a snap. Devonta Smith is there as well, Jalen Waddle, Rondale Moore, but I am actually going to go with, in my opinion, the best running back on the board and my RB3 overall, a top 3 running back in my 103 in one quarterback leagues, as I did a video on him last Friday. You guys can go check that out, but he is going to be my pick here at the 1.09. I absolutely love everything Javonte Williams does. Analytically, he is a stud. A lot of people have him ahead of Travis Etienne, and really it's just landing spot dependent. We're making sure that he gets that second round draft capital that I think he is going to get. And if he does, I really, really, really love everything Javonte Williams has to offer coming into this running back class. So looking at the rest of the first round, went Kyle Pitts, a guy that I said might be the favorite pick at the 109 for a lot of people. And then Devonta Smith and Rondale Moore to close out the first round. The top of the second round went Mac Jones, who I think will actually end up sliding into the first round if he gets top 10 overall draft capital that is being rumored that he is going to receive. Jalen Waddle, Kenneth Gainwell, Terrace Marshall, Trey Sermon, Tylan Wallace, Elijah Moore, and then Kyle Trask all the way down here at the 2.08. So here at my 209 pick is another interesting pick. I could go wide receiver here as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a solid value at the 2.09. Other people might look at Kadarius Toney, a guy who could potentially receive first round draft capital. And if he does that and he's there at the 209, I feel like that's a pretty slam dunk pick just in terms of planting your flag on the first round draft capital, kind of like what it was with Brandon Ayuk last year. He might not have deserved first round draft capital, but he got it. He should get the opportunity based off of that and would be a solid value at this pick. But as of right now, this is March. We got a little bit more to talk about. I'm actually going to go with Jamar Jefferson here. I think I took him at the 304 last mock draft, and I'm going to take him here at the 2.09. There's just really a lot that I like about Jamar Jefferson. You know, when you look at his markers, the markers that I've talked about in my rookie videos, if you don't know what those are, you can go check those out in any of the 3 rookie videos that I've made, 101 through the 103. But Jamar Jefferson is up there in just as much of the markers as every other player that we've already talked about. Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris. Jefferson is up there. 1,500 yards from scrimmage in his freshman season. That was 1,300 rushing yards and another 200 to 300 on the ground. That was fantastic freshman production that you really like to see from Jamar Jefferson. He hits the BMI. He hits on receptions. The only things that he doesn't really hit on is the yards per carry. It kind of decreased as his sophomore and junior years went on. Size is there. He's 5'10", 214 pounds. So he's, you know, a bowling ball just like Javonte Williams, and a little bit heavier than Travis Etienne. I really like what I see out of Jamar Jefferson as kind of this, you know, later round running back in a weaker running back class overall. It's top heavy kind of in the sense that you have Harris and Etienne, and I would include Javonte up there. But then you got a bunch of other guys who all have red flags or miss in some other situations. And I really like Jamar Jefferson at the 2.09. So I went with him there. And of course, the other guy that I wanted to talk about, Amon-Ra St. Brown, went at the 2.10. And then Hubbard, Kadarius Toney round out the second round. Michael Carter, Diami Brown, Seth Williams, Pat Freiermuth, Kylan Hill, Sage Surratt, Amari Rodgers, and Larry Roundtree go through the 301 through the 308. So I'm here again at the 3.09. And I'm actually going to dive into the tight end position, which really isn't a position that I really look to draft. But in the third round here, Brevin Jordan, I think, is a solid pick at this late third round. I actually wouldn't expect him to be here this late, even in Superflex drafts. He's being talked about as a solid tight end 1 in another class, in a non-Kyle Pitts class. He would be a fantastic tight end in literally any other class. And I feel the same about Pat Freiermuth. You can kind of put the two of them together in that same mold, that they both are fantastic tight ends in non-Kyle Pitts classes. So I really like Brevin Jordan there at the 3.09. I haven't really done a whole lot of tight end analytics and really dug into them outside of, you know, I've seen Pitts' profile. I'm a Penn State fan, so I know what Pat Freiermuth brings to the table. But Brevin Jordan is getting a lot of hype from a lot of film analysts and a lot of other draft analysts that he could be a solid day 2 pick for an NFL team and would be very much worth a late third round flyer. So the rest of the third went Ramondre Stevenson, Terry, Dwayne Eskridge, and then Tutu Atwell, Javian Hawkins, Shi Smith, Kenny, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. I don't even know if I know who that tight end is. Nico Collins, Daz Newsome, Kellen Mond, and then Jamie Newman. So in this pick, I talked about this in the last YouTube mock draft last week, that my auto 4th round pick, if he is there at literally any spot, is Elijah Mitchell. And so because he is available here today, I am taking him. I really like him a lot. Jarrett Patterson would also be a pretty solid pick. And I would also like to shout out Trey Ragas as well, Elijah Mitchell's teammate, coincidentally. But I really like Elijah Mitchell. I like his profile overall. He had awesome early production. He's pretty good build-wise, 5'11", 215 pounds, over 6 yards per carry. Didn't really show much in the receiving game. His best reception season was only 20 receptions. But he is a little bit of an older prospect as well, too. So that is kind of all boils down into a late 4th round draft pick. And I would expect that he probably gets 4th or 5th round draft capital at the NFL draft. So that's why he's also going to be falling down into these 4th rounds of rookie drafts. But I really like what I see out of Elijah Mitchell. I think he could be, you know, that late round flyer. I hope he's not undrafted, but, you know, that guy that we saw, like a James Robinson, like an Aaron Jones, like a Phillip Lindsay. I think he could be that type of player in this NFL draft if you're taking a dart throw on a late 4th round pick. And the best part about these players is you take that dart throw, if they don't do anything, you're not losing anything value-wise. You know, you're not expecting them to really do much. These guys are just these high upside flyers that you take dart throws on. And and I really like Elijah Mitchell as that player in this draft class. So that's going to conclude today's mock draft video. I'm going to continue to do these more and more. I'm receiving, like I said at the top of the video, very positive feedback on these. I'm going to try and get more guests and analysts on this to also get their insight and opinions on these players and run through rookie drafts with them. But as of right now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the DLF YouTube channel. We're trying to drop content every single day throughout the rest of this offseason into the spring and the NFL draft and post-draft. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will catch you guys next time.